No. I still haven't got around to it. Why is this camera being turned on? That was free outside a shop. I've yet to test it. Right, because what's happened in Britain? For 25 years, the afternoon play was my relaxation and learning. But as of about 5 or 6 years ago, there was a Mike Walker, but it's not Mike Walker on Sunday. He got Katerina in the end. Nah, it's not a Mike Walker. It's written by somebody else, and Mike Walker's down as the series. What's the word they use? Not inspiration. The series. He conceived by Mike Walker, I think. Nah, she's not the same. This writer. Anyway, to the point. Most important thing of all, Mark. In Britain, I discovered a long time ago, and if you need to protect yourself recording yourself. For example, I was working a year ago? No, a year and a half ago, in even the Knighton Hotel for the Payman Club. So dodgy, literally run by a London cult. But even there, one young woman, so risky. But she was recording all her workmates with the view to getting a payoff, making up some allegation. No. But here's the thing. If you need to protect yourself by recording through a mobile phone, by recording, don't use your mobile phone recorder, because if something happens on your phone, if you get a call, then you can't carry on recording. So, I've had I've had about 10 of these. They're so awful. They're actually very expensive. Nearly £100 new, but I used to buy them for £30 off eBay. And they all break. But just keeping your batteries going is the critical thing. I have these batteries here, and they're all charged. See, there's always being 2 months ahead of the game, perhaps, just in case. Everything and anything that I don't think I've got any left. Oh yes, here's one. Right, now I bought 2 different packets of those over perhaps a year apart, and you mark them with some kind of indelible mark. Now, if I had a mix of these particular ones, oh God, they're about 11 or 12 years old. Charge them in pairs, because although it has to be said, these are superb. They are one of the very rare, although this is one of the channels has gone on this already. It'll only charge in 3 channels, and that's only been in use about 6 months. These will charge them individually up to capacity. I assume it works. I'm not very good on electronics, but what I do know for a fact, because I used to do it for years, so charge your batteries that are roughly the same age and obviously same exact make. Charge them in pairs or 4 at a time. That way, blah blah blah, figure it out. Keeping organised so that you can do that it's all just about the one fundamental thing. Now, I know around here in places full of these surf people, I've got to leave this area. It's so unpleasant. The word habit means something else. No, habit. It's all just about habit. It's just about habit. And when you fail to maintain your habit, you blame yourself. You don't blame somebody else. And it can take months. It can actually take years to get your habits properly in place, such that they become... The funniest habit of all that I have is this. This is really... I don't know if there's a fucking God. I don't know anything. Where is it? Oh no, it's in there. This pan here. 14 years ago. In terms of exes, your past, even the ones that are so fucking nuclear dangerous, I still remember in respect of one of them. It's almost like there's a link here. When we were in my caravan in my first camp, about -10, she shouted at me, "What are you doing? You haven't put the lid on. You're using more gas." And it's like, you're right. So whenever I put a pan on, I have a lid. Always. And every time I do that, every time I put the lid on, I always think of her. And she was right. Of course she was right. Eckhart Tolle won't tell you. Maybe once a year you get something great, even from a problematical or not perfect relationship. Anyway, to the point. I was so distracted on her drive in June one day. I pulled off and I left the lid under the side of the vehicle, and it got smashed. I've got photographs and film of that, but I haven't got around to it yet. But it signified something to me. End of that era. Now that's at about 3 or 4 levels. Why did I even mention that? Yes, habit. And your relationship guides speak in terms of perfection. There's no such thing. Just one thing great from every person is all you need. In fact, that's perhaps all you should ever even think you're entitled to. And I realised that 3 or 4 years later, after that particular one, 2010, no, still one great thing she left. 2 actually. But there we go.